Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, aka Skylar Madison, and today we're going to go ahead and continue with this Noblefrugal Studio collaboration series. Now, you guys didn't get a Noblefrugal Studio collaboration video last week, primarily because a new version of Krita just got released. And I was talking to the lead developer of Krita, trying to see if I could get Gimmick to work for my computer. But the issue is that Gimmick, evidently, with it being a plugin inside of Krita, it has difficulty dealing with images that are sized kind of differently than normal. And so, yeah, he tried to fix it. Then the official next release of Krita came out, and it still had issues. So he suggested, well, why don't you just download the standalone application for Gimmick? And I didn't know you could do that, so I went ahead and just downloaded Gimmick as a standalone program, and here I am working on it on the screen right now. Now, all that Gimmick does with the colorize filter is it just lays down your flats, the basic colors and where they need to be. That's it. There's no texturing or anything like that, and there is a degree of inaccuracy for it, and while you're actually in Gimmick and everything like that, it's not a true reflection of how everything is going to look. Every time I picked out a gray color or started messing with the values of a color, it just started to kind of freak out and just show white. So there is a level of guesswork as to what you're working with, and sometimes it even on some of the buildings it has like this little white halo around the buildings, like what you just saw on the screen just now, where the sky meets the building. And when Gimmick finally rendered the image, it didn't have some of those issues. I don't know why the preview inside of Gimmick doesn't actually reflect the actual render very well, but it's fine. But basically, if you're going to use the standalone Gimmick filter, you either need to reduce your file to a JPEG, or you need to make a PNG file that consists of two levels: a background, preferably white, and your line work, and then it's able to work with it just fine. If you have any other layers activated or anything like that, it's not going to be able to make heads or tails of what layer you're going to want to have adjusted with the filter. So it might not even open it, or it might just open up the wrong layer entirely. So here I am, I'm throwing in the new Gimmick layer and put it underneath my line work. I start out with a wet brush, a texturized wet brush, but I'm thinking basically there comes a point where I just decide, no, I just need to get my flats in. And so I just pull out a normal brush and just brush them in. The problem with the wet brushes is that the pressure sensitivity doesn't deal with the size of the stroke. So it's mainly focused on just how strong your color is. And that's great for painting and stuff like that, but not so great for laying down your flats. I just want the basic colors down immediately, and at that point I'm planning on pulling out my wet brushes and adding textures, adding the illusion of there being brick. After that, what I plan on doing is what I do typically with my camera is I'm not really taking pictures of friends and family and stuff like that, primarily because, you know, a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on memories and stuff like that, as if it's the end-all be-all thing. They say, oh, in the end all we really have is memories, but not really. In the end, what you have is poop in your pants, a toothless mouth, and a bunch of people inside of an old folks home trying to tell you what to do. So and you're insane at that point, not really knowing what's going on. And so yeah, really, photographs and memories don't really mean too much for me. So I kind of picture photographs as being a tool. So And I'm not the only one who thinks this way. There's a lot of artists, professional artists, who take pictures of things that have a lot of interesting textures and stuff like that, and they actually incorporate it in with their paintings. And I am going to do that. I'm going to do some photo texturing. The thing about photo texturing, from the research that I've done, from professionals and stuff like that, the conversations that I've had with professional digital artists and stuff like that, is that once you apply photo textures, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you bring back the painting. Otherwise, you enter into what's called uncanny valley, where the image just it looks like it should have a specific look, like it looks like it should be real, but you know it's not, and it makes you feel uneasy. And that's a bad place to be as an artist. You want people to look at it, feel exactly what you want them to feel, and that's what you want. And so you need to bring back the painting. You need to pull out your brush. You need to pull out the clone brush. You need to apply textures and colors intelligently, and such like that, in order to get the entire image to look right. And I'll keep you guys cued in on the progress. Of course, I am kind of new to the whole process of digital painting, but I'm always interested. I don't really view my current work on backgrounds in terms of like painting and coloring them. I don't view my videos on those specific topics as tutorials as much as basically my artistic journey, and cueing you guys in on it, and cueing you guys in on the research that I've done, and things like that. Now, if you notice with this building that I've been working on for the lion's share of this video, it had, like, the lower portion of the building is red. It has red portions. There's this kind of column that goes up that's red. I was thinking red brick or something like that, but no. It really didn't turn out looking right. And the reason why I thought that would work in the first place is primarily because, well, you look at some of the buildings that still even currently exist with the from the 1980s and stuff. No, I'm sorry, the 1800s and such. What you see is the buildings a lot of the time have kind of like a really bright, warm color at the bottom of them, and basically from any floor above the first floor, it's a completely different color, even bland, even just brown or something like that, or kind of like this yellow type of color. And although I like that and all to some extent, it didn't turn out for this image. The thing is, and I don't know if this is a universal term. I have taken a course on graphic design. A lot of times what'll really make an image pop, or something in general, a design, what'll make it really pop and look excellent, is contrast. The problem is contrast is very difficult to obtain. When you have contrast, it's very easy to create conflict. And if you keep making one attempt after another to make contrast, and what you're creating is just conflict, it's time to abandon trying to make contrast and just make things unified and such like that. And at this point, I'm noticing that the red it's not working out. So I go ahead and unify the entire design of the image, not the image, of the building, creating unity and such like that, just by keeping consistent colors throughout the entire building. Pretty much just two colors, I believe. It's brown color and gray value. And yeah, I'm by the time that I'm done with this video, I'm not quite finished putting down the flats, putting down the basic colors and where they go. I still have a lot of work to go with that, but I did make a lot of progress in this video alone, all by itself. And yeah, you just saw me play with the saturation. I got the colors closer to where I feel like they should be. I don't know how much I'm going to be messing with that in the future, but yeah, in general, you know, I'm just kind of experimenting, playing with things, trying to get things to look right. Yeah. So what's on the schedule for this week? I don't have a video planned for Sunday. Not too much news has really been reportable on OpenTunes, so I don't think there's going to be an OpenTunes news video this week, but I will have a basic animated head turn video for the 51 animation challenges. It's going to be me cell shading an image using a technique that Behemoth taught me, and although it made a good enough image and everything like that, I'm not quite sure if I can necessarily recommend it. I mean, go ahead and follow the tutorial, and if you can find a workflow that works best for you, go ahead, like, all the power to you and everything. So, yeah, this is the before image. Yeah, as a standalone drawing, I think it's looking pretty good. I still have a few buildings to add, but I'm thinking, you know, maybe I might be able to just start with color and such like that. So here is what Gimmick did, and some of my alterations. This is the finished, well, not finished, this is the after image and everything like that. So everything's really coming together. I still have a lot of work to do. Anyways, that concludes it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.